Oops. Can you see my smiley face? Or do you just see how... Hello, hello. I tried to do something different, but it didn't work out, so we're just gonna ignore that. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, patrons. This is my weekly exclusive Patreon content that my patrons will get to see a week earlier than everyone else. Welcome, patrons, or welcome the regular viewer or subscriber. Welcome. I washed my hair. So today I thought it would be not fun, but I always say, oh, I think it's super fun or funny. That's just like filler words that I use all the time. But I thought it would be maybe a learning experience. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for me to talk about the 10 worst physical symptoms I've experienced from my eating disorder. Yeah, so let's jump right in. These aren't in any particular order. They're just random. Maybe at the end I'll actually order them. But yeah, so these are the ones that I think are the worst. There's a few more that I've experienced for sure, but these ones are the ones that make me the most irritated, are the most annoying to deal with. So here we go. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's actually going to be 11. It's going to be the top 11 symptoms of an eating disorder that I hate. So, the first symptom that, like, really impacted me the most, in my opinion, was becoming pre-osteoporosis. First of all, I thought that osteoporosis was just a meme from a Vine. I've never heard of it before becoming anorexic. I had no idea that it was a legitimate thing that happens to people. And this is also going to tie into another symptom, but I'll just say it. Being dizzy and like fainting and passing out. For some reason, I don't know, it doesn't take a lot for me to pass out. It's a very annoying experience. Especially if you have an eating disorder and you smoke weed, you really need to be mindful about that because weed lowers your blood pressure, which in turn will make you pass out. So there have been many times where I'm having a fun time and then I get up and I'm on the ground like that. And the very first day I passed out, I've talked about this before on my channel. The very first day I passed out was when I went to the doctors. It was literally the day that I finally admitted that I couldn't say the words anorexia. I couldn't even really say the word eating disorder. I just said, I think I have an eating problem. That's what I told the nurse. And I was going to get a checkup and I was going to try to get, what am I looking for? Oh, not a referral to eating disorder programs or some health networks. I was just trying to see what's out there. And I passed out at the doctor's. Like before I even saw the doctors, I got up when they called my name to go to the back and I fucking passed out. And that was the first time I'd ever passed out. And passing out is really fucking scary because I can still hear everything that's going on, so I have to usually hear like either complete strangers or friends like frantically concerned, and I hate that feeling. It always makes me feel extremely guilty and low and embarrassed, and it's also like really scary to pass out. When I pass out, the first thing I always try to do is move my hands or open my eyes, because I know once I figure out how to do that, my body will catch up. But sometimes I will be like literally straining and nothing's happening. I don't know what the longest I've been out is. Probably no more than 5 minutes though. I fucking hate passing out. And I get, like, before I ever passed out, this is gonna sound terrible, but like I wanted to pass out low-key. Like I wanted to be sick. I wanted to have an eating disorder. I wanted to be anorexic, you know? Like I really wanted that like that gaunt, sad like energy. I really wanted that. And when it finally happened, that was the day I was like, this is no longer a game, this is serious. And you know, it kind of opened my eyes to how serious eating disorders are. And that same day, they did an x-ray for me, because the whole reason I went there was because the previous night I got up and my wrist snapped. It snapped. And then when I passed out, I like hit my hand against like someone or a door, and it like popped again. And so they did an x-ray on my wrist, and then like the nurse, the what are they called, the technician or whatever, he came back and he was like, have you ever broken a bone before? And I told him, well, the worst I've done was scarred my growth plates and I had to wear a boot for a few months, but other than that, no. And that's when he told me, like, you have holes and divots in your bones. You're probably pre-osteoporosis. Now, I'm not going to blame my eating disorder solely on my pre-osteoporosis, because also, I don't eat dairy. I'm extremely lactose intolerant, and also just the social reasons. It was just really easy to give up dairy. I was like, I don't even like it anymore. I can't eat it, and hey, it's better for the environment, whatnot. Like, just get rid of it. And so there's a lack of calcium that exists within my body. So there's many reasons why I am pre-osteoporosis. So the two first symptoms that I hate, like, a fucking lot, is being pre-osteoporosis, because I'm always concerned about breaking a bone. That's something I'm like very actively aware of and concerned of. Like, even sleeping is starting to become a little bit painful. I wake up feeling extremely sore. I can't sleep on my side because now my bones just kind of stick out and it's very painful. So I'm always just really concerned about breaking or fracturing or something in a bone. So the next one I want to talk about is being cold. I've never experienced, like, I've lived in New York. I used to go to Big Bear every winter. I've lived in snow, but I've never experienced being cold until I became anorexic. Like, it's so cold. It's to the point where nothing fucking helps. That's why I'm wearing all this shit right now, because I washed my hair and it's just like, I was so freaking cold when I got out of the shower. My hands are always cold. My feet, I always have to wear socks or double up. If I do wear flip-flops, because it's like really fucking hot. But yeah, being cold is definitely like probably the worst. I don't know if it's the worst one, but I can't explain that coldness. You are so freaking cold. Like, I've never felt before in my life. Like, just hands shaking, just freaking cold as shit. And I think that's the most annoying one, right? Because in order to get warm, it takes like so much work. Like, in order for me to get warm, I have to layer up, I have to have blankets, I have to be well insulated, like, for real. That's also why I made this coffee. The next one that I really don't like, I get muscle spasms, and my like hands and arms and legs, they all fall asleep so easily now, and I couldn't understand for a while why that was, and I looked into it. It's a symptom of it. The thing about having an eating disorder is it literally shuts down your entire body. So you will start to experience like pains and weird things that you've probably never experienced in your life, unless you've like experienced an injury or something like that. And it's an everyday thing. Like, it's an everyday situation, and that's like really fucking annoying. But the muscle spasms, like, those I get every day, and I hate those. Recently, they've started happening in my ass, which literally makes, why are you doing that? But usually, I get them in my calves, in my ass, sometimes, like, my arms, but it's usually, like, my lower region, and it's annoying. It's just really annoying. Having an eating disorder, like, for real, is pretty much just stomach pains 24/7. Whether you are fasting or restricting or starving yourself, whether you're binging or overeating, whether you're eating like a normal person, I pretty much have stomach pains every day. Sometimes I get them once a day and they're 5 minutes and it's one and done. Other times it's a few hours. And I hate the noises that my stomach makes. Like, sometimes, like right after I finish eating, even, like, my stomach just starts making noise. And it's very embarrassing. And Like, people will stare, and sometimes, like, I didn't know this until I made my, like, BDSM quiz video. I never knew that people could hear it, like, over the phone, and so now so now I know my therapist has heard me telling her, like, yeah, I've been eating, and my stomach is making this noise. And that's not always, like, a hungry growling noise. Sometimes it's literally just my food is digesting, but that shit is so dusty that it's just loud and creaky, like some old fucking stairs. And I hate that. It's, like, so embarrassing, and it's just, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. So this is probably like the passing out is probably maybe the first one, but this one right here, this is the one that I really fucking hate. Heart pains, heart palpitation. There was a period in my eating disorder where I literally thought I wouldn't wake up the next morning, and I kind of accepted it. But now that I'm not suicidal like that anymore, now that I'm not depressed like that anymore, the idea of dying in my sleep at this age, in this condition where I live, not surrounded by friends and family, there's something so deeply sad and concerning about that fear. And like, some days my heart starts, and I'm very concerned of just having a heart attack or just dying in my sleep. Those are, like, probably my biggest fears with anorexia and just having an eating disorder. I do not want that to happen for me. I don't want that in my life. So that's probably, like, the scariest one. And it's not anxiety, chest pain. It's literally, I can feel my heart. Like, it just, have you ever seen Once Upon a Time? It feels like when someone's just crushing your heart. Like, it just feels so painful. And I usually will drink water. Usually I'll eat if I start to feel heart pains. Like, I don't fuck around with heart pains. But at the end of the day, like, with an eating disorder, you can pretty much drop dead at any moment. So that's, like, a consistent fear that I have in my life. So this one's not super serious, but bad breath. Like, when you don't eat, your tongue gets dry. And I remember one day I was taught, this was so long ago. This was like 2018. It's almost been 2 years with an eating disorder for me, which I do not like to think about. But like, in 2018, when I was living with my friend, he was talking, and I have a big ass loud mouth, okay? I have these Negro lips on my face. We love that for me. And he said something and I was laughing, and I have a very I have a very big loud laugh. And when he saw my tongue, he was like, girl, ew, like, what the fuck? I go into the bathroom, my tongue has these weird, like, patches and circles all over it, and it was like a horror movie, like body horror kind of. I was like, what the fuck is that? And I looked it up. Apparently, when you don't eat, I don't, like, know the specific scientific terms, but I guess your tongue dries out and it emits this, like, terrible odor, and you get these, like, little white circles, white patches. I don't know what to call them, but it's fucking disgusting. And that bad breath is literally terrible. And, like, you can brush your teeth, but it's just this stale, like, anorexic breath. And that's why I used to chew so much gum. I stopped buying gum because I realized I'm literally paying for something I'm throwing away. Also, I think gum isn't really good for the environment. I don't know. But until I can afford, like, a good vegan biodegradable gum, I just try not to buy gum that much anymore. So now I just brush my teeth like 3 times a day because I'm very paranoid about that. I'm just having bad breath, and, like, it's really gross. Like, it's a very disgusting look, okay? Next, this is more mental, but the mind, like, fogginess, I hate that. I hate the stupidity. I hate, like, not being able to remember things. I hate, like, when you, at least for me, and I used to not always experience this. This only came after a certain point in my eating disorder journey. you get lost. Like sometimes when you're starving or when you're fasting or heavily restricting, I just feel like I'm moving so slowly and everyone else is moving at a normal pace and I'm just like confused and just lost and everyone else is going, but I'm just stuck. And I hate that so much because I'm a very quick, go kind of person. I don't like to feel tied down like that. I don't like to feel withheld or like held back. I just hate that feeling. And yeah, that's like really terrible. And this next one is also sort of mental. This is something a lot of people don't talk about this. And this is something I didn't experience until like about a year ago. But if I go too long with fasting or if I go too long with restricting, I start to hear and see things. And that is no bueno. It's usually like, sometimes I hear children laughing. Sometimes, like yesterday when I was trying to fall asleep, I kept hearing bubbles. And my window was closed and it was like midnight. So I was like, okay, bitch, eat in the morning. Like, you know, like that was just really annoying. And then this isn't so much a visual hallucination. This is more so with the dizziness I just forgot to mention. But I get like, these lights will come across my eyes, like these red, yellow, pinkish lights, these circles. And I just like will not be able to see for a few seconds. And they just kind of go across my eye. And this sort of goes into the next thing that I fucking hate. My eyesight has gotten so, like, I never, this is the thing with having an eating disorder, it attacks your whole body because in order to stay alive, your body needs nutrients and it needs something. So if you're not eating, it'll just go, okay, I'll just take it from this organ, or okay, I'll just take it from that organ. And my eyes have suffered greatly. I am already, like before my eating disorder, I already had terrible eyesight, but now I cannot see. Like it actually, this is the one where it makes me the most sad because I don't know if there's any reversing it. I don't know, like with all of the other symptoms, I know that over time, most of these will get better, but with my eyesight, I have no fucking idea. Now, if I leave the house at night, I have to wear my glasses because I can't see. I can't see at all. I just see lights. I can't see shapes or people. It's just darkness and city lights. And that is, I don't want to cry, but that's like, I really hate myself for my eyesight getting worse. And I didn't realize that my eyesight was getting worse. I just thought, oh, I need new glasses. It wasn't until I went to Target one night without my glasses. I went like, when I went, the sun was still like setting kind of, it was still out. And then when I left, the sun was like, she was gone. And when I exited those, you know, red fucking doors, I was like, I can't see. I can't see. And I only lived like 12 minutes away, like a 12-15 minute walk. And that was like the scariest 15 minutes of my life because like I couldn't fucking see. So I was just kind of like, luckily I've walked that like path so many times that I knew like what to expect. But I was very scared and that was just a very scary like feeling. And this is something I think, again, a lot of people don't talk about is the fact that, you know, your eyesight can get worse, your teeth can fall. I mean, with bulimia, people talk about that a lot, but I think with anorexia too, your teeth can fall out or your teeth can start to decay really badly. There's just a lot of symptoms of eating disorders that people don't talk about. We focus on the weight of aspect of it all, but that's just surface level. Your body is going through probably so much fucking pain and torment. The last symptom that I fucking hate is dry skin. This one isn't terrible, but I've always had soft, you know, cocoa butter skin, and my anorexia has definitely made my skin dry. The good thing is I'm someone that puts lotion on pretty much every day anyway, so it's not terrible, but like my knees are so dry all the time. My skin always peels, and that just makes me feel like, it just makes me feel sad and bad, you know? So, but that's pretty much it. Those are all of the symptoms of anorexia / an eating disorder that I've experienced that I hate the most. This is the top 11. I was trying to make it 10, but I had to mention being cold, and I can't believe I even forgot that, because that's just like the worst one. There's so many more that I haven't even mentioned that I've experienced, like luongo, which essentially, because you get so cold, your body is trying to protect itself, so you start to grow hair all over yourself. My luongo really isn't that bad enough where I feel like I couldn't even complain about it. It's really not that bad. I don't have a lot of body hair. I will say, and I mentioned this in a video, like a few weeks ago, I had hair on my lip, and that was not cool. I was trying to be really like social justice, like everybody is perfect about it, but I'm not gonna lie, that really, I was not okay with that. I really wasn't. I'm not gonna sit here and lie about it. I really was not okay with that. Hair loss. I haven't experienced, I don't know. I don't think I've experienced terrible hair loss. When I first became anorexic, actually, I shaved off all my head, or my hair, so I was like bald. So, my hair is grown, which is like normal, but so I don't really know how to measure hair loss. I will say, like, yeah, when I brush it out or whatnot, I'm always like, oh damn. But at the same time, like, that's kind of, I don't know. But yeah, what are y'all's, I mean, most of my patrons I don't think have an eating disorder. I hope y'all don't have an eating disorder. If you do, please go get some help. But for those of you guys that do have EDs, erectile dysfunction, what are your least favorite symptoms? Comment down below. Were you guys surprised by some of these symptoms? How much do you guys know about eating disorders? I would love to hear that. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, a huge thank you to my patrons, Annabelle, and the rest of you guys. I really fucking appreciate it. I also want to say again, thank you to my subscribers who will be seeing this a week later. And if you're not subscribed, hello, you should probably do that because I'm kind of a cool ass bitch. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And I will see y'all in the next one. There's something so pleasant about just warm liquids. Alrighty, bye.